In this video, I want to talk about how it's important to focus on yourself and do your own thing. And there are people out there that look for conflict, that look for noise, bitterness, arguments. They love that. They strive after that. Whether it's family or your neighbor or a work colleague or a friend or someone in your life, and they are coming at you or anyone that you know, that is something that they like to do. They seek that. And then there are other people that don't want that in their life and they want peace. They want to get on with their life without any sort of noise and conflict and get on about their day. There's so much going on in the world that is full of conflict. You know, there's wars going on and genocides and all sorts going on. You know, people don't want to have stress in their life, and people don't want to be around people that cause stress and cause conflict for no reason. If there is no reason for it, why come at someone and then start it? You know, and whether it's is family, and sometimes it's hard, but you have to find a way to get out. And sometimes it's easier said than done. It is easier said than done. Sometimes you are stuck in a situation where you are around that. For example, if you are in a work environment and there is a colleague that is creating conflict, or your manager that is that is making it difficult for you at work, and you're like, well, I can't just leave this job. I've got no other income. I've got no other way to live. I need to pay my rent or bills. Or if I'm trying to find a job, but I'm not getting any luck or anything like that, just sometimes you just gotta go with the flow and set boundaries. But then you may think that's hard. I can't tell my manager, or I can't say something at work. It may affect my work life. You've got to go with the flow and be calm about it and be civil about and professional about how you set those boundaries. But those boundaries has to be set because it comes with self-respect. Having understanding and having those boundaries is important because you are realizing that I do not want to have this sort of stress in my life. I do not need it. It does not serve me. It makes me into a person that I don't want to be. It's turning me into someone I don't want to be. It's making me more bitter, more resentful, and I feel the energy and I'm carrying it at work. I wake up not wanting to go to work, or coming back from work and still having that energy around you, and then it's affecting your home life and your personal life, or how you are around other people. So it is important to acknowledge people in your life that are doing that and to confront them about it. Easier said than done, but that is important. In another scenario, it could be family. And sometimes you may think, oh, well, how can I distance myself from family? No one's going to understand. Family are thicker than water, and your family will try to use it against you and say, well, if you leave, you have no one. Who else is going to be there for your family? But if your own family are treating you with no respect, then it shows that they never really had any. Whether it's one individual member or whether it's all of them, the important thing is having to set boundaries and say, look, I do not like the way you are treating me. If they do it one time, don't say anything and just watch. They do it again, watch. If they do it a third time, say it. And say, look, I do not like the way you are treating me. And then they will say, oh no, this is a one-off, whatever. And then say, no, it is not a one-off. You've done it in this occasion and this occasion. I do not like the way you are treating me. It is making me feel in a certain way, and it needs to stop. And then they will come up with a whole load of reasons why maybe they were in the right and you were in the wrong, and stuff, but sometimes people, you can't change someone. Sometimes they will treat you like something that you don't want to be treated in a certain way, and they will create conflict and bitterness and arguments because this is what they live on for. This gives them something to do in their life, and it's affecting you negatively, and it's turning you into someone that you don't want to be, and living in a household with family that is causing that. Because I'm talking about personal experience as well, and I'm saying it because it's not easy. You will, not everyone, but there are people out there who have family relatives that cause conflict and cause bitterness and like to create drama. And if it disturbs your peace and your mindset, and you feel like you can't have your own thoughts, and you feel like you can't move on and think about anything else in your life and focus about anything else in your life, but there's so much to think about and your own future and everything, but then you feel like they are pulling you down, sometimes you have to set boundaries and you have to distance yourself in some way, shape and form. And they will try to conflict and say, why are you distancing yourself? Why are you moving out? Why is this? Why is that? Well, to be honest, they should look in the mirror and they should realise that they are the ones that cause the issue. And to be honest, when something like that has happened with me, I managed to move out in a complicated way, but I still managed to get out. But over time, I saw, okay, they've changed. It is family. Blood is thicker than water. You know, I'll make amends. I'll see them more often and stuff. And what the mistake that I made is that I didn't set boundaries, and I just left because they wouldn't listen. And when I went back, not to live with them, but when I went back to just sort of visit and got close and spend more time, I realised that they haven't changed. And people don't change, and you think with time and with realisation that people would change and act better around you or treat you better around you, but no, they don't. You can't expect people to change and to not be seeking conflict in you. And in fact, it just made the situation worse, because you kind of have that self-doubt. Maybe it's me, maybe I'm the one that's creating all these issues, but then you realize, no, it's always been coming from them. And then you have to set boundaries, and then you have to say, and they will not like what you will say to them, and you have to say, if you do not respect this, then I am not going to have you in my life. The most important thing is, and something that I value, is my peace, is not having conflict targeted at me for no reason whatsoever. It's not needed. And I do not want to go back there. And I'm sure many of you feel the same way. Going back to a situation where that has happened, because I don't want to turn back into the person that I was, to be in that mindset that I was, to be in that state that I was. I just got out and I'm healing, and I'm sure loads of people are. But you don't want to be drawn back to that. And it can give you a lot of stress. Even if you are out and you are away from people that have caused conflict and bitterness and arguments for no reason, and you are out, yet you still feel like that they have a hold on you, and you still feel like this is over your head, you know, and you feel like you are being dragged back. But you've got to come to terms that you have to make that peace and speak up and have them respect it. And if they don't respect it, then you have to move away and protect your own peace, because that is most important. And I feel like it's something that people just don't respect of other people, to be honest. And having boundaries and setting it is a form of self-respect. People who do not have boundaries do not have respect in themselves, and they let people walk all over them. And then when people who are caught doing that to someone and they walk all over them, it gives them that power, that ego, and then they do it more and more and more. But the most important thing is protecting your own self-worth, your own mindset, and your own peace. And if there are people in your life who like to create drama and like to conflict with you, then I'm sorry, but they will not have a space in your life, and you have to not let them in. And it may be hard because it may mean that you are going to be on your own, but you would rather be on your own than be surrounded by people that cause you stress and do not give you that inner peace, do not give you that calmness. You would rather be on your own, because when you're on your own, you are with yourself. And I think that's the most important thing. The most important thing. It will seem scary. You would have moments where it's like, did I even make the right choice? Maybe I should have them in my life, but you've got to respect yourself and realize that they were never good for you in the first place. That's it. But yeah, you just got to understand and recognize and look at the people around you in your life and just sort of evaluate it. Are they good for me or are they bad for me? Do they give me and add peace to my life, or are they doing the reverse and taking that away? If they are taking that away, then you've got to remove them out of your life. Done. But yeah, I just thought that was something that needed to be spoken about, to be honest. Because there are a lot of people going through life and they feel like they are stuck in situations and around people, whether if it's a spouse and your spouse is causing that sort of conflict and bitterness, I don't know, you didn't do the dishes, you didn't do etc, whatever it may be. Again, sometimes you've got to take a step back and think, I can't continue to live in this state because it is affecting my life. Or you may have kids and it may be affecting your kids' life. So sometimes it's important to reevaluate the situation that you are in and think, okay, is this right or not? But yeah.